gotta flip. There I am. Let me see if I can find flawless. I gotta remember how to add people too. Who's watching? There it is. All right. Hey everybody. So I'm trying to add Flawless back into the live because now I want to talk about the more current events and go through them, and especially get Jesse's perspective on things because she knows more about a lot of it than I do. She was at one of the incidences versus me, not at all. I don't mean for the thing to be that bright behind me. All right, I am going to go into Flawless's live. So I am going to switch over and go request in Flawless's live.
Together. If you guys do, go ahead and tell me. Kingery has predator tendencies. You can see it. Yes, he's on live. Okay. Just got a notification he's on live. All right. I don't know how to put our two lives together. But honestly, I think I'm just going to go. I'm going to say this. If you want to screen record it so everybody can fucking see it and hear it, so you got the fucking receipts, so you can have evidence of me saying this, I don't know if you give a fuck or not. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Personally, for me, in my own personal experience, I have never had a bad experience with any of those guys except for Kingery. He's the only one. T.R. Jones has never been anything but respectful. Taco has never been anything but respectful. Kevin Lawson is one of the most amazing men I ever met. He's never been anything but respectful also. Udi, same thing. Always been awesome. I don't even want to say JJ3's name. I don't even want to say it. But I didn't really spend any time with him. He was seriously the only one that I just did not really, we didn't have a lot of interaction. It was very brief, you know. I think when I saw him there, it was the second or third time I'd ever met him. Probably shook his hand and kept on moving. I don't remember any interaction with him. So I don't feel like I can personally speak on his character when I personally have not really experienced it. And and also for the record, I stand with April. If April says he did something to her, then she probably didn't make it up. And if any woman would ever make something like that up about a man, then shame on her, but I don't believe April is. So I stand with April. I got her back. I hope and pray to God that any man who has committed any assault or battery on any woman, or anyone for that matter, gets what the fuck is coming to them. So there's that. I still don't see a request from TR. I hope you guys tell him I love him. I appreciate him, and he's a good man. And y'all leave. They didn't know. All right, think about this. I'm going to say this, probably going a little farther than I should, but I'm going to ask you a question. He sent a join request. Okay, I'm going to check it. I'm looking for you, TR. If you're in here, buddy, I'm looking for your request. I got about, oh, there it is. Boom. All right, here comes TR. I sent him a request. I sent him a request. There he is.
Hey, Technology, I'm behind. I'm trying to get it figured out, get in with you. I heard you got a band too. You call it a band?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't like when you start talking truth. They don't like
They
it.
don't like the truth. They don't like facts.
No. All right. I was listening to you. Talk your stuff, girl.
I was just trying. I'm letting everybody know. Okay, I wanted to ask a question. That's where I was at. I'm gonna ask you.
Ask question.
You think? All right, locker room talk is one thing. Okay, locker room talk. Boys talk about girls and boobs and booties and bodies and hair and eyes and smiles, and they talk about all that shit. I talk about that shit. I've been involved in some locker room talk myself, but they don't go back and say things like, "Hey, guess who I assaulted tonight?"
Exactly.
Hey, do you think? I don't think for one fucking second that Kingery went back to anybody and said, "Hey, I stuck my hand all the way down Lawless's pants tonight." Because guess what? Nobody would have been proud of him. He would have got socked in the fucking mouth by any of these boys.
Absolutely.
Any of these men, because these are grown-ass men, and I fucking believe with every cell in my body that if any of them would have saw him, which nobody was there. The only people that were there was me, Philip Good Music, Austin Tolliver, and Udi, and none of them apparently saw it happen. I wouldn't expect them to. There was a lot of things happening. We were at a bar, but I guarantee you, if Kingery would have went back and told anybody that he shoved his hand down my pants, any of those guys would have punched him in the fucking mouth.
Absolutely.
I bet my kidneys on it.
Absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's not something, as much as we've come out in public to say we don't stand for these things, I don't stand for any kind of, and I was told to use SB and SA because you get banned if you outright say it. I don't know. You don't brag about crimes, because you hang out with a person like me and you come and say, "Hey, I committed this crime." I'm going to turn you in. And if the crime's bad enough, I'm going to turn you into the back 40. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't do that. And so people go say guilt by association, but no, you don't know these things. And yes, is it 5, 6 guys, 7, 8, by the time we get our music and everything else out on the road together? Sure. Absolutely. When we're on the stage together, I see what's going on. When we're doing meet and greet, my attention is on the 1, 2, 3 people that I'm talking to, right? You've been to one of our meet and greets. We used to do the little assembly line thing, and you came down and you talked, but then we started doing just like a crowd mingle. And your attention's on the 1 or 2 people you're talking to, but I don't know what the other guys are talking about. I don't know what they're doing, just like they don't know what I'm doing. It's up to me to conduct myself the right way, right? The only person that I'm really responsible for at the end of the day, can possibly be responsible for, is myself. So I conduct myself the right way. I greet people. I went so, and I think anybody that's ever been to a show can testify to this. I ask people if it's okay for me to put my hand on their shoulder as a politeness, because I understand that there's so many people in the world that have been touched in a way they don't want to be touched. And so out of the manners my grandparents taught me, I asked them before I touched them. And you wouldn't believe how many people say, "I can't believe you just asked me that." And some people think it's really funny, but some people say, "I really appreciate that you did that." And that's where I am. That's how I do it. That's how I do myself.
I want to say something real fast.
Yeah.
Real fast. I'm just going to make a point just for this to marinate in y'all's brains. There are still people to this day that think Ted Bundy's innocent. That's all I'm going to say. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Once the show's over and we get into the vehicles to go back to the hotel, we have a little bit of a habit going to Waffle House, getting something to eat, going back to the hotel. I'm a married man. That's my wife right there. That's my life. My kids are sitting upstairs. I will never sacrifice anything that has to do with them or her or my children. When I hit that hotel, I am in that room by myself. If there is somebody else from the group that's in the room with me, then it's me and them. There has never been a woman in my hotel room. I told the guys from the very beginning of this tour, I said, I will punch a woman in the face before she will come into a hotel with me. Okay, it's screen recorded. I understand that. But I am in my marriage. I will not tolerate a woman coming to the hotel room. I will not tolerate them on the tour bus, because we're on the tour bus. I don't care if there's some single guys on the tour. I don't care if you met a girl and you want her to come back. She's not coming on the tour bus. You got to go somewhere else, because I'm the married man, period. It's not something I'm going to allow. So I make it into my hotel room. I go to sleep. How can I possibly be responsible for anybody else? How? I'm in bed. Do I know what goes on after I go to sleep? There is no way I can possibly know that. And same for the other guys. Every person, even though we're part of a group, and I'm speaking only for myself tonight because that's the only thing I can 100% know, but every person is responsible for themselves once they get to that hotel. Every person in the meet and greet, how they talk to people, in this case, how they tell somebody goodbye, and that's what happened with you, is responsible for themselves and the actions they take. And then they need to answer for those actions. I don't have anything on, there's no bill that's going to come due on me. I never did anything to a single person that I would not look right here and tell you, that I would not look right to my right and tell my wife. I greeted them with kindness. I tell them goodbye with kindness. I shook their hands. If they asked me for a hug, I gave them a hug. There was a show in Macon, Georgia, where two ladies asked me if they could kiss me on the cheek and take a photo. I said, let me text my wife real quick and find out. She said it was okay. They kissed me on the cheek, took a photo. And that's the closest anybody's ever gotten to me at a show anywhere. But I got nothing to hide. I got nothing to cover up. It's a whole lot of comments and a whole lot of videos of us out there where a whole lot of people said, I seem to be the dad of the group. And I'm going to tell you right now, and I told Brittany this earlier, bad kids don't come and tell the dad that they're being bad. Everybody in this group knew there was a way I conduct myself. There's a thing that I will stand for. There's a thing that I won't stand for. And they knew that from the beginning. And that is why I didn't know.
You said
because you don't come and tell somebody that, like you said, will immediately turn you in that you're committing crimes. That is not gym talk. That's not gossip. And that's what it is. And if you think I'm lying, you're looking. I brought you into this live because
she calls out the bullshit.
You call out the bullshit, and you said yourself, I'm not going to call you a victim because you said yourself you're not a victim. You don't have a victim mindset. And you called out the bullshit as soon as it happened. But I'm doing this live with you because I fully expect to tell me bullshit if you think I'm bullshit.
I don't think you're bullshitting at all. The only bullshit that I've seen through this whole debacle is the fucking CBD. I had too many CBD gummies. That blew my fucking mind. We don't need to go back there, but that's the only bullshit I've heard through this whole thing. I love you, TR. I think you're a hell of a man, and you're a wonderful. You seem to be the example of what a man should be.
I don't want that title because I have sinned in my life. Nobody's perfect. I've sinned in my life. Now, have I committed crimes? I rode in the back of a cop car one time because I got caught driving a golf cart down Main Street in high school. Like, that's the extent of my criminal life. You know, I didn't even get in trouble when I was young. I just have never been one to try to find trouble. But, you know, all you can do, at the end of the day, all you can be is who you are. And I know people want a lot more than what, you know, everybody wants to know that there's some grand story. There was a big cover up. That I know things that I can come out and tell to everybody. The truth is oftentimes a lot more boring. The truth of what happened with Georgia landscaper and Tim Shipman is very boring. The disassociation was largely based on speculation and rumor, but at the same time, it invites a lot of drama into your life, which I didn't want. The disassociation with Jimmy Jones at the time, and we've learned a lot of truth since then, was largely based on speculation and rumor, but the speculation was of a much, much more serious act, right? And just like you said, April, if you're in the live, I'm behind you, girl. I hope you get the justice that you deserve. I hope that some kind of evidence comes out because I know how hard it is. I know how hard. I don't know. It has to be incredibly hard to walk into a police precinct, tell your story, and then when they ask you for evidence, say, I can only give you my story. And I understand that's got to be incredibly difficult. I want to understand that's got to be incredibly difficult. I can't. And I know it's going to be incredibly hard to get any kind of justice out of that because it becomes, in the court, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, right? And you got to come up with substantial evidence. And that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, is people can come forward, and I hope as many people can come forward or like inspired by Jesse to come forward and tell their story, because in the end, it's going to have to be a very large group of people that come forward to find that justice, because it's going to be very hard. Or evidence, or somebody comes forward with evidence, would be great. Yes,
I'm seeing a lot of people saying Brianna's name in here. This live is not about Brianna. If you want to know about Brianna, go message Brianna. As a matter of fact, don't leave her alone. I'm pretty sure she's gotten plenty of messages, but she ain't got nothing to do with this live. So stop saying her name. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, TR.
Yeah, and as far as things that happened between Jimmy and Brianna, we don't know because we also weren't involved in that relationship. But I don't wish I knew more, because if I'd known more, y'all would know more way back when it happened, because they would have been turned in. It would have gone to the authorities. It would have. I'm not a person that handles things on TikTok, and this is the only time I've ever done a live like this, and hopefully it will be the only time I ever do one like this, because I don't like to create drama. I don't like to bring drama on TikTok, and I'm sure there's going to be repercussions for me for doing this live. I'm entirely sure that, you know, the things I've said that happened to my knowledge surrounding Tim and Jimmy, they're going to want to say something on their behalf. I fully expect that. I fully expect them to want to say things on their behalf. The last thing I'm going to say about any of them is I do not wish anything bad to this day for Tim Shipman. I do not wish anything bad for April. It's a little bit different when you come to Jimmy. A lot of that's still yet to be determined. You know, in that case, I hope the truth comes out and the justice that needs to happen happens. But I don't have ill feelings towards these people. I don't harbor that kind of hate in my heart. I want my page to go back to being just positive content to pick people up. Like I said in my video earlier today, I want to go back to making people laugh. I want to go back to giving people a little bit of inspiration, because we don't get on TikTok to get involved in drama. Right? You get on TikTok to escape the drama of your life. You get on TikTok to feel better about your day. And this stuff right here, this does not make you feel better about your day. It doesn't. And it's not my way. It's not my way to get on here and start creating drama. And I know people wanted answers, and I know people want more information, but I just really don't have it, because I don't know. And that's the point I'm trying to make tonight. I did not know. If I had known, I would have said something. I would have turned it in.
1 fucking second, the TR.
And as soon as I talked to you, when I talked to you the other day, I was combing for the truth. You know that, because I called you before any of this came out. I called Jesse and I was combing for the truth. I said, Jesse, I'm hearing all kinds of things. Do you want to be called Jesse? You want to be called Flawless? I should have asked you that a long time ago.
Jesse is what my friends call me, and I consider you a friend. So I'm trying to pursue the truth, because I said, Jesse, I'm hearing all kinds of things all of a sudden. Can you help me out a little bit? Jesse told me her story. And what did I say to you, Jesse? I said, I'm done with content violation. I'm making a video today. I'm out. And by the end of the day, we canceled the shows and everybody's going their separate way, because there were a whole lot of us in that group that didn't stand for it. And we were getting the same, you know, we were learning at the same time. We said, hey man, we're canceling these shows, and it's, you know, it's over. None of us want to be a part of it anymore. And that's where we are. And so now I'm trying to move on to the next part of my life, and it's going to go back to, you know, where I started. And at the same time, I'm going to keep up with it. I mean, I'm going to keep up with it for my sake. If anybody, you know, if any authority comes to me and says, hey, I need you to give a statement, then I'm going to gladly give that statement. If somebody gets in contact with me and wants to verify whereabouts, anything I can do to help and help people get their story out there, I'm here for it. And anything I can help. But I just want to go back to my life. I don't want all this drama following me around, and I don't want this to be what my TikTok page turns into either, or my Instagram lives. I enjoy making people laugh, and this is not what I enjoy, and this is why I don't generally do things like this. But it gets to a point where I felt like, and maybe one of the reasons, I just felt like people, at least, and especially in my following, deserve to know why I made the decisions I made, and why I ended up here in this place. And I hope I've clarified that. But you got anything else you want to say, Justin? I'm going to reiterate one more time that I appreciate very much all the people that have reached out to me. I made this video, or I made that video, the pinned video. I made that for the other women that need to come forward. I stand with the victims. I stand with April. If anyone else has any other experiences that they would like to come forward with, I would be happy to hear your story, point you in the right direction, maybe give you some encouragement. I highly recommend you go to the authorities. The only reason I didn't want this. That's why I didn't want to make that video. I didn't want this. I didn't go to the authorities because, like I said, I've been through a lot, and that was just that just wasn't very impactful to me because due to the nature of the things I've experienced in the past. But if you've had any bad experiences, please feel free to contact me. I will be happy to give you encouragement, a voice, help you, point you in the right direction. If you're one of the people out there that's victim shaming and saying bad things, I'm trying to stay kind of politically correct here without.
I get you.
It's very stressful for me. You know, this isn't my vibe. This isn't.
No, it's not the vibe anybody wants to be in.
So if you read my bios on my merch site, it says I think the first line is heavily tattooed dreadhead with an even heavier aversion to the victim mentality. That's my brand. That's my thing. That's what I go for. So this isn't victim mentality shit. This is real life. And there are women that are being hurt out there. And TR is a big enough man to stand by the victims. So I think we should all give him a hand.
You don't need to do that.
I'm proud of you, TR, and I thank you for telling your story and giving these people something that they really don't deserve. It's not any of anybody's business, and he decided to take the time to give you guys this information. So I hope you guys appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate everybody that follows us and gives support to me and my family and everything we got going on. I do want to. I was while you were talking, I was scanning the comments. If anybody has a question, I can answer. If I can answer it, and like I said in the video, I'm only going to speak about things that I absolutely know about. Has to be a fact for me. I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to add to the drama. But if you got a few questions, I'm going to take a few minutes, answer all the questions I can. If Flawless, I know you're staying up way late to, and if you want to go to bed, that's up to you.
I'm going to bounce off of here.
You going?
I am. I'm going to bed. I'm going to go get some rest. I need it. But
I 100% understand.
Thank you again, TR.
No, thank you
much. I look forward to the next time I get to see you and Brett.
Yeah, come on by and visit.
Everyone else, I hope you got some answers.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
Everyone showing support. I love you. Thank you very much. TR, I hope you have a great night.
All right. Thanks, Jess.
Standing by the women coming forward.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So I'm see you, Jesse. Good night. I'm gonna grab a couple of questions before I go to bed. Well, I said if they come to my hotel room, you're right. But yeah, somebody can
crop that out.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, so I because I was in Jesse's live when she left, it automatically turned the live off. So so I'm gonna hang out in this live for a few minutes. Like I said, I'm going to Kevin Lawson. Kevin, can I bring you in for just a minute? And I hate you're not. It's up to you. I 100% understand if you don't want to jump in, but if you don't mind, Kevin, I would like to. I wouldn't mind going live with you for just a little bit because I'm not trying to drag you in on the drama, but if what does Brittany think? How is she? Well, Brittany's right here, and I'm going to let Brittany answer that question. I'm not going to talk for Brittany.
What do they want to know?
How are you? What are you thinking? How are you?
I think shit's crazy. I think there's a lot of stuff going on. And that's That's all I'm gonna say about it.
You, for the most part, she don't want to be involved in it.
No.
I mean, I don't.
You shouldn't be involved in it.
I don't want to be.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who shouldn't be involved in a lot of things that are, and the authorities and the people who were involved need to be involved in it. And honestly, TikTok doesn't need to be involved in it.
Yeah. I mean, all of this is really a matter for courts, and it's. But yes, I understand we live in a social media world, and that a lot of people just want some clarification answers. I saw a good question up there. I'm not trying to dodge questions. Why didn't April get the same support before all of this? She deserved it then, just like she does now. Same with how Danielle was bullied. So, April and Tim said they had it under control. They said it was reported. To me, can you support somebody and can you talk to somebody? You can do that outside of TikTok. Absolutely. Tim, after he left the group, him and I talked on the phone a few times, and the last time we had talked, we were good. He talked to me we talked about the things that had happened in Macon that I talked about earlier, and he explained some things, from his side to me, that he was very stressed out going into the weekend because people kept accusing him of those things. And what he said to me was, people kept accusing me, and so at some point I got so fed up that he said the context I was saying in was, well, I'm doing it anyway, so that's why he said I'm going to go across the street and have relations with her if I want to. And so that's, I'm not trying to hide Tim's side of the story. And he's told that on his page, I'm sure. Or at least I hope he has. Or, I mean, he may not have ever talked about that. I don't know. But it was told it was in hand. And to me, once something's been reported to the authorities, it's in the proper place. And outside of that was the last time Tim really talked to me. And then the next time I tried to talk to him, he said he didn't want to talk to me anymore. And so I respected that boundary.
And he blocked us.
And he blocked me on social media. And so I respected his boundaries. And I don't know if I was supposed to do something beyond that, I don't know what it was. I was trying to be respectful of their boundaries, and they said they had it in hand. If I should have done something else, I don't know what it was. Are all the current reports on Kingery only? So the people stepping forward are currently reporting incidences with Kingery. I don't know. I don't have any big revealing information to give you. I wasn't there. Especially most of these things happened at an incident, at an event in Orlando that I was not at. It was not a content violation show. It was a music show of some nature, and I was not there. And so I really, really don't know much of anything. I don't know anything, to be exact. Is this why Kevin left? So I don't think that's a question for Kevin Lawson. And like I said, I'm only going to talk about me tonight because that's the only thing I know about for sure. I think Kevin left, and the reason I can say what I think, the reason he cited to us was that his heart just wasn't in it and he felt like he was being pulled in another direction. That's what he told us. Is chicken mess, on a lighter subject, is chicken mess still going on for the kids? Yes. Chicken meth is still going. I keep seeing the question a lot, am I good with Udi and Taco? What in light of everything that's happened, it's become a very much everybody needs to take care of themselves right now and do what's best for themselves. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. Have I talked to Udi, Paul, Cody, Josh today, Scales? Yes, I've talked to them today. I'll continue to talk to them. But at this point, I was blindsided by the information coming out about Charlie Kingery. And so what I'm going to do for me, what's best for me, what's best for myself, is to step back a little bit and really focus in on my own family, my own content, and wait and see what happens. Because I was blindsided with the Kingery stuff. I don't want to get blindsided with anything else right now. And that's what I'm going to do for me. Can you finish your story? Miss Lives on the Farm in Red. I've been to the story one time. What about Georgia? Do you talk to him? No. And like I said, Tim asked me not to contact him anymore. He blocked me on social media after he left the group. And we talked one time after he'd left the group. We talked the same day we had the group call with Jimmy Jones and him leaving the group because we were trying to get the story from Tim and April. Again, they said they had it well in hand. We went over things, tried to clarify things between me and him personally about what happened while we were in Macon. We talked at the end of that phone conversation. I said, Tim, good luck to you in your life. Anything I can do for you. I'm here. He said the same thing to me. A couple weeks later, he blocked me on social media. And then when I tried to contact him about it, he said not to contact him anymore. And I have that in text message. I could, if I wanted to, I could pop that up in a picture. But have you talked to Kingery? So the best thing for me right now is to stop talking to Charlie, and I think most people would understand that. What was the deal behind Save the Farm? So the Save the Farm on TikTok was actually a farm in New York. That's what I think it was up in New York. It was they were trying to raise like $80,000 to save that farm, and they did, and ultimately it did get raised by the woman and her family, and they did save that farm. Rid's doing great. Stage because he was having an affair. I'm not sure who was having an affair. Oh, why he blocked me. There was a comment that just scrolled by, hope that there's a day in court and the truth to come out. I 100% agree with that comment. And I think the court is the proper place for this stuff to go on. And that's, if you're wondering, like after tonight, my page is going back to what it has always been about. And I'm not going to talk about this stuff anymore because court is the proper place for all this. Why did Ty leave? So Taint and Ty, after Woodtalk, Taint and Ty started the TNT tour. And what we were told the reason was that this is what we were told by Daphne, the manager. Ty was really, not Ty, Taint was really wanting to pursue his music. And what he was opening for the Content Violation tour, but what we were told he said was that he wanted to really be more of the main act and focus in on himself and go back and really give his music career a try. And so, him and Ty and him had been friends, and Ty had come to our shows with Taint, and so Ty decided he would go with Taint too, and that was my understanding of it. And then they went back out, and he's really pursuing his music career, and great, awesome for him. Udi's trying to join with me. I'm be honest with y'all, for tonight, I'm actually getting close to getting off, and I'm just trying to keep this live about me and my story, and that's no disrespect to Udi. And if Udi wants to go live and talk about his experience with Content Violation, it's more than, he should go live and talk about his experiences. But for this one, I want to keep it to, and I hear you, Udi, I see you, but I just want to keep this one to my side of things. And did Kevin Lawson leave because everyone was told? No, Kevin ultimately, like I said, he started leaving because his heart just wasn't in it, and he felt like he was being pulled in a different direction. And he did a couple shows with us after Jimmy left, because again, we didn't feel like we were hiding anything because we were told it was being handled by the proper authorities. And so we made the decision. Oh, he said, Kevin just sent me a message, said he's not trying to join at all. We were told it was being handled by the proper authorities. Jimmy Jones had left the group, and we felt like we were okay to continue doing shows together. And then Kevin Lawson left several shows later. What about Daphne? Why did she leave? The simplest answer here is that management relationships are a lot like personal relationships. because you have to work well together. And as time went on, it was just pretty clear that Daphne's management style wasn't the style that we wanted to be managed under, and so it was basically decided it was going to be better for us to separate. And Daphne, I think Daphne would answer that question the same way. We wanted to be in different venues, and we wanted to be different places, and it wasn't always easy to understand how we were being paid, and that's not an attack on Daphne, but it just wasn't really the style of management we were looking for, and so we decided we were going to go our own way. 6 a.m. farm time with Brittany. She works while I'm working. Story you were telling on TikTok, please. It was about Jimmy. Right. So I finished that story earlier. I can give you a quick recap. It basically boiled down to there was an accusation, or there was April came forward about something that happened to her on the back porch with Jimmy Jones. None of us were aware of it at the time. We didn't find out till several months later when Tim Shipman left the group. Then he chose to notify us. Again, told us it was been reported to the authorities, was being investigated, and then, we were going to have a vote on Jimmy Jones leaving the group. He decided to voluntarily leave on his own, and that's the extent of what I know about it. Should have sort of why Ty and Taint break up? I didn't know Ty and Taint had broke up. Thank you for Milk and Dylan. Absolutely. What happened with DV friend you were raising money for? So she has a job now. She has a place to stay. Because Venmo will only let you transfer a certain amount of money per week, I've been able to transfer we ended up raising $35,000 for her, which was awesome because we were only trying to raise about 20 to 25,000. Okay.
And then Colette, who does our face painting, donated all of her money from the face painting for our Fall Farm Festival in cash to her. And she was given that too.
Okay. And so I was able to move everything except for the last, I want to make sure I get this right. I still have $2,989 to move to her from PayPal, which I had to PayPal into my bank account and then trying to Venmo it to her. So that's taken a little bit of time. You can only send so much to a person, so much per week to a person through Venmo. And then the donations that came in through Venmo, I'm moving directly into her bank account, but you can only move up to $10,000 a week into a bank account. So I still have $2,989 to move from PayPal, and I still have almost $19,000 to move to her from Venmo. But I am my week renews on Monday. I'll go ahead and send her the next $10,000 I can straight to the bank, and I'll be able to send her the last $2,989 as a personal sending, and then I'll have the following Monday after that I'll be able to send her the final $9,000. So that's what happened there. Let me scroll back down, catch up in the comments. Will I ever do a meet and greet on my own? Right now, especially with the holiday season coming up, and like I said, I was blindsided by the things that happened the last few days, and I've done my own digging, I've done my own research. And I'm deciding to step away from not just because the tours are over, the shows got canceled. But even if something comes about next year, I will be stepping all the way away from content violation and any future things it does. And I don't think there will be any future to it. But I'm going to step back to I told my wife, my circle is just going to get tiny. And I'm going to go back to spending more time with my wife, spending more time with my kids, and working on my own TikTok content a little bit. And trying to do more videos I've gotten away from the videos that I really enjoyed doing, the videos with Rid, the videos with Brittany, where we used to do the challenges y'all would send us together, where we whether it was me lifting her or her lifting me or whatever, and telling stories about my kids, especially the kids' secrets. So that's what I want to get back to doing, and I think, and wait and see what else happens, because like I said, the only person that I can be responsible for, could have been responsible for, was myself, and I know what I did and did not do, and I know that I can look my wife in the face right now, and I can tell her very honestly that I did not ever do anything out on the road that she would be upset with me for. I can look at her and tell her that.
That's right, because you get this.
Yeah, she killed me. Anyways, so I'm just gonna focus back on my family for a while, and then, you know, if I'm ever gonna do anything again, it's gonna have to be with somebody that I 100% fully trust through and through. And there's not a whole lot of people like that left on the earth right now, because my circle's getting tight. Why did Alyssa still hang around with us after Tim left the tour? That is a fantastic question.
She told me that she felt good with us and she wanted to be around people who supported her. That's why we hung out a lot.
She told Brittany that she felt good around us and wanted to be with people who supported her. I was going to say that I can't.
That's what she told me.
Yeah, I can't specifically say. Like I said, when Tim left, there were a lot of, and mind you, rumors about him having an affair with April. Tim, April, if you're watching, I have no idea what went on between y'all and y'all's personal life. This is not me making an accusation against y'all. I'm only saying there were rumors out there. Whether or not true, I have no idea. Just like I don't know if a lot of stuff was true.
People keep asking if you've checked on Kingery's wife. I do not have any of her information.
Have I checked on Kingery's wife?
Has anybody checked on Kingery's wife and kids? I don't have any.
Britt can definitely bury me on the back of the farm.
Yeah.
I don't have Kingery's wife's information. Is Christine okay? I don't know. Can I talk about Kingery? I've said many times, and I'll say it one more time. I want the people that have stories to tell to come forward and tell them. I want the truth to be found. I did my own digging around yesterday to make the best decisions I could, and the best decision for me was to step back from the group, cancel the tours, and get back to my own life. Was I there for any of it? No. Do I know what happened? No. The more people that come forward, the clearer the picture will get. Are me and Cody still going to make content? Cody, to my knowledge, has been a good friend, and has been. He supported us when talked about the farm and how difficult COVID's been. He raised close to $10,000 for us, and he has been a good friend. And I know there was a lot of drama that plagued Cody after a wedding he went to that I wasn't at. I know there was a lady, and they went back and forth on TikTok, and there was a whole lot to that situation that I think a lot of people never knew, and even I don't really know. I know the only thing I know, when he was here, he was stressed out about it, and he was upset because his friend had been attacked. He was trying to defend his friend. It went way too far.
Somebody called his parents.
Somebody called his parents. People were stalking his parents. Everything had gone too far. He didn't want it to go that far. And so the advice I gave him, and that he ultimately ended up taking, was just to let it go. And eventually, after a few weeks, it went away, and it got let go. Have I ever known Cody to body shame people? Yes, Cody's made, no, that's, all right, let me back up. Have I known Cody to body shame people out of the blue?
Malice.
Huh?
Out of malice, no.
Out of malice, no. Cody, I've never seen Cody roast, and it's roast, it's jokes. I've never seen him roast someone that he didn't either, one, just say, Cody, will you roast me? Or two, say some very disrespectful stuff to Cody first. And Cody will defend himself. and he has, I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. He has the right to defend himself, just like anybody else in the world does. And if you attack his friends, Cody is a very loyal person. If you attack his friends, then he will go to bat for his friends. Did it get out of hand? My personal opinion is it got out of hand, and that's why I gave him the advice to, ultimately just let it go. The attack was on his friend. He defended his friend, and then move on. And we're all in a phase of growth, and until we die, we can always learn something new. And I think that's a thing Cody had to experience and learn from and move on. And I'm speaking a lot for Cody now, and I shouldn't be. But I've never known Cody to just go off and be a hateful or malice person or anything like that. We still talk to Taco. He seems like a decent person too. I can give you my take on Taco. My take on Taco is that Taco has survived a life that I don't think most people would have survived. I think most people in Paul's shoes probably would have ended their life at some point. And Paul has overcome so many things to get to where he is and to find any sense of humor to live through life. And I could not be happier for Paul that he found Sweets up in Pittsburgh. And I want them to find all the happiness the world has to offer because he's been through enough. And this is just one more thing that Paul's having to live through. Yeah, I don't think you should shame anybody. And that's, you're right. You shouldn't shame anybody at any point. And that's the advice I gave to Cody. I mean, let it go. It's not, defend your friends, yes, but it's not worth it. Design of the farm and Cody's merch. It was. Did it have a flag behind it?
Oh, such a good one.
We're ready for the joke book. You know what? My wife is sitting here waiting to finish date night with me. I think I've answered the same questions a lot over and over.
I don't know
at this
how I
point.
feel about the joke book, though. It's got some messed up jokes.
No, we're going to go with a good, clean one for tonight. You know where it is?
No, I'm
Here it
ready.
is. I got it. I think that's a good way to end the live because this is me sitting here and closing the chapter, closing the door on this part of my life. I'm going to close the door on all things content violation. I'm going to step away from it. I hope all the truths come out, and I hope all the victims get the justice they deserve. But I'm not going to spend my life drowning in drama. So this is me starting the next part of my life, and I'm going to read a joke from the book, and I am going to go finish date night with my wife. All right, let's see what we got. All right, this is a good, clean.
Better be.
It's not remotely clean.
No. Veto.
No, it's a fun one. So this is Bubba and his girlfriend fell in love and got married. On their wedding night, the new bride says to her husband, "Be gentle with me, I'm a virgin." Bubba was, you know what? We're not going to do anything that has anything to do with anything sexual. You're right. We're going to move on to another joke. I should have read that joke before I started reading it. I'll take that blame. I should have 100% read that joke before I started reading it. It's amazing how many jokes in this book. Mm-hmm. Okay, a light bulb joke. How bad can that? Now people are going to decide I'm racist if I tell the light bulb joke. Let's see. Let's find something good for you.
How did the boy telephone marry the girl telephone?
You gave her a ring. Yeah, wife is always right. If you want to stay alive, your wife is always right. And I do, while I'm looking for the joke, I do just want to thank everybody for all the love and support we've gotten. And I know I'm a realistic person. I'm going to catch plenty of hate on this, and I'm in the shotgun blast, and I'm going to get plenty of negative, but I'm going to move on with my life and try to put some positive back in the world. All right. Why are cows such great dancers? They have the best moves. That's so stupid. What did the cow tell the butcher? I'm gonna give y'all a second to see if you can figure that one out. What did the cow tell the butcher? Buy more chickens. The cow told the butcher, "Please stop, or else we're gonna have some beef."
Vegans in your inbox tomorrow.
Vegans in my inbox tomorrow. All right, those jokes were terrible. They were so bad. They were so bad that they were funny. I think.
I heard a really good one the other day, and I tried to remember it, but I couldn't remember it.
All right. While she's trying to remember a joke, thank you again. That's my story. That is the only story I know. That's what I experienced. That was my entire experience. And go move on. And I love you guys, and I appreciate the support. And my page is going to go back to just regular old good content. And if you want to follow for that, awesome. And if you this story has decided you've changed your mind about me, then that's great too. But I got no room in my heart for hate for anyone, and I wish everyone the best. As they go their separate ways and go into their separate lives, and everybody I've talked about tonight, Tim, April, Alyssa, especially the victims here. I hope they again find the justice they need and find some peace and get everything and all the support they need, including April. I'm not discounting anything about April, and I'm ready to take the next step and move on with my life. So that was my story. That's the only time you're going to hear that part of my life. I'm not going to add to any more TikTok drama, and I'm gonna go back to trying to have some fun. And if you want to be there for it, keep on following, hanging around. Otherwise, I do. Sometime tomorrow, I was notified, and I checked this situation out of a lady who's been following me for a very long time, that she needs some help getting her car out the shop, and it's not a lot. And I know the power of this herd. I know it can do it. It was only like $1,400. Any gifts I got in live tonight, that's where they're going to go. So we're probably got a good chunk of it in there, and then if we can take care of that sometime tomorrow and start, kick this thing off right. Love you guys. You have a great night. Appreciate you stopping in, listening to what I had to say, and I'll see you around. I don't know how to